what are the initiatives, right, taken up by India, right, for to ensure affordable, sustainable, energy to all its people. This is also again uh, a question that can be answered directly from the government documents, right? The government talks about universalizing access to electricity, providing clean cooking fuel to everybody, right? We'll try to increase, the renewable energy in the energy mix, and the idea of enhancing energy efficiency. There's a lot of these things can be used as your answers. So what do we see when we talk about universal electricity? What have we done, right? So we have a program called Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, Saubhagya scheme, right, which aims to provide electricity to every household in India, right? And there is data that almost 6 lakh 3,175 villages have been electrified, right? And now the problem is not providing electric connections, right? The problem is in making sure that this power supply is reliable and it is 24 hours, right? It is provided around the clock, right? So, and the households must be able to be afford these power charges or power tariffs, for which we need a lot of reforms. Though it's not just about giving an electricity connection. We have people who have electricity connection, but they do not have money to pay their bills, or they, so for some or the other reason, they are still not able to use electricity, right? And so it's very important that entrepreneurs also in that who are involved in business get access to electricity, right? So that is when you can actually have a good business activity that can lead to better growth, right? There is a statistic which says India has done a lot better. Right now it takes just 53 days for a commercial establishment to get an electricity connection, right? And we have improved our ranking. You can mention India's rank in ease of doing business about getting electricity, which was 137 in 2014, and now it is 22 in 2009. And then there is a huge focus on renewable energy that you can write add as a point on government initiatives to provide this thing, because the question itself is about affordable, reliable, and sustainable, right? So it's very important to talk about renewable energy, the steps that India has taken. Right, we have increased our capacity to almost 132 gigawatts as of 2020 March. Right, it was around 75 in 2014. So within 6 years, we have increased a renewable energy installed capacity. Of course, there is still a controversy about including the big hydro projects, but still, we have to rely on government documents whenever we are answering, right? And another step, we are still aggressively pursuing our target of 450 gigawatts, right, by 2030, right? And we have something called as nationally determined contributions that we have taken, right? India has pledged in that UN climate action summit, that we'll voluntarily make sure that our power capacity, the installed power capacity, 40% of it will be from non-fossil fuel sources, right? Indirectly, they're saying the clean energy, right? So 40% is what we are targeting. So this is an initiative that we have taken, a step forward, that we have promised that we'll do this, right? Uh, and government has taken not exactly, we can say measures to make sure that the price, you know, the price of renewable energy has decreased in India, right? Using the solar cell, no, it's almost 2,850 right now per megawatt, right? So this is almost 14%, 14 to 15% cheaper than coal fired power, right? So we have one of the third most attractive country in the world for renewable energy investment, right? So you can write these points when you talk about renewable energy and uh, initiatives regarding clean cooking energy. That we talk about the government's Ujjwala Yojana, right? The Pradhan Mantri's Ujjwala Yojana, and there is something called as the Pahal scheme by the government, and there is National Biogas and Manure Management Program, right? All these aims at somehow making sure that clean cooking energy is available in all households. The aim is that the government official statistics say that almost 96.22% of households now use clean cooking fuel, right? The LPG cylinders or other sources of cooking, right? So by 2030, we are aiming for 100% or say universal access to clean cooking energy. But we have a biogas and manure management program, right? Where the government says will establish a family type biogas plants in the rural areas, right? And it can be used as a clean cooking fuel, and it can be a source of lighting also in those areas. And you can mention Ujjwala Yojana as such. Uh, so these are some things that you can, are most important. Now, how does the government make? What do you say? Uh, right to say that the government has made this, affordable, right? Now, this is one point that the government mentioned in its document. I would like to criticize, but yes, as it's the government's point, we'll have to take it this way, right? The cost of LPG with subsidies, right, has been made effectively reduced, is what it says. Of course, they say the subsidy has been reduced to the extent of 595 billions. Right, so the government came up with elimination. They eliminated somewhere some 40 million inactive and duplicate connections, and there is also a campaign that was started by Modi for people to voluntarily surrender their subsidy, right? There are almost 10 million customers who have voluntarily submitted according to the claims of the government, right? So this says because of this, the price of the LPG, the cost of the LPG has reduced for the weaker sections, economically weaker sections, uh, uh, right? So that's how they made it affordable for people, right? And there are other initiatives that were taken by government to improve the energy efficiency in India. Right. We have the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. We have the National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. All these you can bring in your answer scripts, right? The Bureau of Energy Efficiencies, they started a program called SEEP, Super Efficient Equipment Program, right? It targets appliances with efficiency surpassing even five-star. These appliances perform even better than the five-star rated uh, uh, instrument appliances we have already, right? The five-star ones are supposed to be the best performing right now when it comes to efficiency, but the Bureau of Energy Efficiency is trying to bring out appliances that are more efficient than even the five-star rated ones. Okay, I have to keep checking. Right. And there is Ujala scheme that was brought by the government where it distributed LED appliances, right? So see, all these again, the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So all these uh, have, in a way, contributed to decreased carbon emissions, right? CO2 emissions, and improved say efficiency. So you're increasing efficiency and decreasing carbon emissions at the same cost, and because of which uh, uh, It's basically provided by the government at subsidized prices, right? So the government says, we are making even this transition affordable to the people, right? We are coming across, we are trying to establish what we call smart cities. Government came up with the idea of smart cities, and you know green energy corridor, green energy corridors. All this you can incorporate in your answer for the question on sustainable energy.